Gangsters broadcast, weekly broadcast with the crazy, the wild. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me, and I'm going to say hi. Hello, Rachel from the UK. Heather, hello. Priscilla, good to see you. Thank you. Amazing. Hi, Hetty. Is that how I pronounce it? Hetty. What an awesome name. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me before we get started, because tonight, for those of you that are practicing or in this industry of spiritual entrepreneurship, this transmission is for you. Yeah, Maxine. Hi. Hey, Annie. Hey, Sam. Good to see you. So let me know that you can hear me so we can get going. Joan, Shazza. Hi from Queensland, Francis. I'm also Queensland as well. Heather, first time here. Good to see you. Donna. Woo! Just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Please let me know, because this is going to be lit. This is going to be lit. Who in here right now, excellent, Priscilla, thank you so much. Who in here right now will benefit from this tonight? You're either planning on organizing an event or launching an event, a spiritual event. It could be a circle, it could be a cacao ceremony, it could be a meditation, it could be a bigger event where you're actually facilitating, or if you have programs that you're wanting to fill. If any of this is you, put your hand up, let me know, because this is going to be perfect for you. I'm really excited about this because I always only ever speak truth, and I only ever speak my truth, right? So I'm not here to argue with anyone's truth or put my truth onto anyone, but I'm here to share my truth. And to give you an idea of what the direction that we're going to be going tonight, I've got to rewind a few months ago, and as you would have seen in the heading, the last few months has been absolutely wild and absolutely epic for myself and my very new team. In the last 4 months, not only do I have a team of angels, we call them angels, support, but I also have now a personal PA and a lead sales person in the last few months. This is how much exponential growth that the Awakened Enterprise, I'm going to call it the Awakened Enterprise, has had, which is basically an event a ceremony event that I started 4 months ago, which has now in the last 4 months been to 5 different cities, 4 different cities, 5 different events, and we've sold out every single event. And I mean sold out, reached full capacity in every venue. And not just that, but I have launched an Awakened Retreat, which is now at full capacity. So a complete retreat here on the Sunshine Coast, which is at full capacity. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because there is something that I'm doing that I really would love for you to know. So for those of you that are organizing events or in the realm of spiritual business, this is something that you want to learn tonight, and this is something that you want to tune into, because I'm doing something that you may not know about. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that are struggling to fill spaces, that are struggling to fill venues, just struggling to serve, right? How frustrating is it to actually have the most amazing idea for an experience on your heart, and you actually having challenges with serving people from that place, who are actually filling the space so you can actually do what you're here to do. Can anyone resonate with that? I'm going to turn my phone off because it's distracting me. Amazing, Priscilla, amazing, you're amazing. So what I'm going to be sharing tonight is going to be epic. And I've really tuned into this because the reason why I want to share this with you is so you, in this ecosystem that we share of service, in this ecosystem of spiritual business, of spiritual entrepreneurship, I want you to thrive. I want you to be out there in your medicine. I want you to be serving at your greatest. I want you to be filling the rooms because everything that you do matters. Everything that you do matters. And even if it's the same thing that I do, it still matters because there are people that are out there that will only be served by hearing you and receiving your energy, receiving your message, receiving your medicine. There is plenty of this to go around. And this is why I'm sharing this with you, because one of the things that I know that a lot of people struggle with is with the comparison. Thinking, oh, hang on, someone else is doing that. I can't do that. I'm here to tell you that you need to do that. I'm here to tell you that whatever idea that you have, that's dropped in for you, that feels so good for you, that you're so ready to bring to the world is perfect. And we need you to be serving. We need you to be facilitating. We need you. That's it. So I'm sharing with you information tonight to help you create events, not just create events, but also feel good about filling the events. Yes? Awesome. So, Grace, I love and adore you. Awesome. So here we go. I'm going to get started now. So the first things first, actually, I really want to get an idea of who that is watching that would resonate from this. Who that is watching. Shaza, Grace, are you in this industry? Are you wanting to learn? Do you have anything, is there anything that's coming up for you that this is going to benefit? Because I would like for this energetically, I need to understand you. I need to go, this is good. What I'm sharing is actually really good and really beneficial. So can you let me know who is watching that would actually benefit from this? So I know what to share with you, because I have a long list of stuff. Yes, Shaza, yes, awesome. Okay, fantastic. First things first, one of the things that I've noticed, and I'm just going to go by, and where I'm going to come from right now is basically from scratch. Okay, so let's just say that you've started a little business, or you have or you've got a business and you're wanting to host ceremonies or host events. Okay, one of the first things that is so vital is to invest in your graphics. Something that we're not doing enough of is investing in our graphics. That means getting a photographer, shooting really epic photos that represent your event or your experience, and then hiring someone to actually do graphics. Or if you can actually do graphics, that's awesome. But I feel like that a lot of us create graphics the cheap way and try to do it ourselves. Now, there's something that we need to know. There's something that you need to know. If you are in service, if you are here as an entrepreneur in the spiritual realm, in any realm, you must operate professionally. You must operate professionally, which means that you must invest in your graphics, in your advertising, in all of those things, because otherwise frequency rise. And I feel like I can share this with you. I feel like I can share this with you, this information with you, which is frequency matters. So when you're operating at a frequency of skimming costs and trying to just take selfies on your phone and trying to create graphics on an app on your phone to do a banner or to do some sort of graphics for your event, you're operating at let's say half in, half out. Half in, half out. We all know that energetically, when you're all in, portals open. Energetic portals open. Okay? So being all in means being all in professionally. Professionally, which means literally really getting so super clear, not only on your event, but what your event will represent. And then organizing photo shoots. But what you will find that I have done since I started was that I'm going to start photography. I've always used and invested in great images, invested in great photographer, I've even invested in graphic designers to do my advertising banners, because it's not my zone of genius. My zone of genius is creation in terms of events and ceremonies and marketing, but it's not in marketing design. So I've had to outsource. So it's all about outsourcing. So here's one of my big tips. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I've noticed that there's so many of us that are still operating at the level of, I'll kind of like do it myself, even though it's not my genius, which then delivers a graphic or a marketing material that is basically half-assed. So energetically, half-assing has been put into it. So energetically, half-assing will come into it. So which means that's why there's sometimes a lot of blockages around actually, attracting people in, because we are here as energetic beings. We have full possibility to actually attract people in to what we're creating. So that's the first tip. Outsourcing, yes, Grace is outsourcing. Gotcha, she's got it. Now, here's one for you. When you are creating advertising, a post, any sort of advertising for your event, what I've noticed is that what we've been doing, a lot of people been doing, is actually dot pointing the what's, like what actually happens in the event. Now, there has been a shift in the last decade, a shift in the way that humans, that society receives. Now, we no longer, or especially in the spiritual community, we don't listen from our ears. We listen from our heart. So what I'm saying is that you need to start learning how to write from your heart and speak to hearts. So what I mean is that when you are creating an experience, so what I've done when I create any of my events or create my ceremonies or create the retreats, I've always created it experientially. So it's not even what I'm saying is that my primary focus, and this gets to be your primary focus, is this question: how will they experience themselves after they experience my event? Write that one down. How will people experience themselves? Not you. How will they experience themselves after they experience your event? That is a really, really, really important question to ask yourself when you are creating everything. Let's say, Shazza, I was ready to open my own restaurant. It didn't happen due to a motor vehicle accident, so now I have to change direction. Heart song. Hello there. Hello, Kylie. So when you are creating the event, every aspect of your event or every aspect of your ceremony has to be experientially. How are they going to experience themselves every single moment of your event? And once you have got that down pat, once you feel so good about this, because what happens when you actually design your event, like let's say it's a 3-hour experience and you've got like cacao in it, and you've got dancing in it, and you've got meditation in it, and you've got all of these things. the one thing, these are the what's, and we tend to actually generate and create advertising around the what's. We're like, you know, we're gonna have cacao there, and it's gonna be dancing, and we're gonna do ecstatic dance, and we're gonna like, and that's all well and good, but we no longer hear from the logic, we're hearing from the heart. So your audience, you've got to speak to your audience from the heart, which means how are they going to experience themselves after they've drunk the cacao? How are they going to experience themselves after they have done the ecstatic dance? How are they going to experience themselves? And that is how you create your marketing. That is how you create your marketing. That is how you actually write your piece. Is this making sense? So if you are trying to, that takes a lot of self-trust, doesn't it? Absolutely. If you are trying to write if you're trying to write advertising for your event or your ceremony or whatever it is, your sister circle, your brother circle, what you don't want to do is write what is happening in it as a way of attracting people. You have to really lean into and start expressing how they're going to experience themselves in your marketing and in your advertising. That huge, huge, huge. Now, another point is when you have created, so let's say you've gone out, you've done your photo shoot, it's amazing, you've gone and you've had someone do your graphics, or it's graphics that is professional graphics. So you've done that, and now you've written your post or you've written your advertising for Facebook ads. Let's just say that, for example. You've done that and it's all great. You feel really good about it. Now, the one thing that is really super important, especially if you have a business, especially if you have social media, Facebook, and you have a Facebook business, it's really important to invest in your advertising. So what that means is to actually pay for Facebook ads. And for those of you that know and that have used Facebook ads, I don't know if anyone has used Facebook ads, but for those of you that have used Facebook ads, you get to actually target areas that you're hosting your events. You get to target the areas. But there is something that you need to know about this. Has anyone used this? Has anyone used Facebook ads and Facebook business? I'm going to get my drink. Grace, makes a lot of sense. Amazing. Hey, Francesca. Good to see you. Who has used Facebook ads? Just checking comments. Awesome. Susan has. Now, what's really, 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 really important thing to know is that, let's say you've got your piece. You've got your banner, you've got your photographs. It's amazing. You're happy with it. One thing that we don't do a lot of is actually research our demographic. So what's really important is for you to know, I'm just checking the comments, for you to know who your demographic in that area, or who you're targeting in that area. So I'm going to give you an example. So the last few months we have taken our event Awaken, and we've taken it to Mackay in North Queensland. Shout out to those in Mackay, and those in Launceston in Tasmania. So two complete polar opposite towns, right? And we're from Brisbane. So the thing is that what I had to do, and people asking me, was like, how did you fill spaces in Mackay and in Launceston and you're in Brisbane? What we've got to understand is that you've got to understand your clientele and how they're hearing and how they're receiving and how they're receptive. Which means an example is, okay, so from Hamilton. So Michelle from Hamilton, wherever you're hosting your event or wherever where your clientele is going to be, you have to really understand what their needs are. Because I know for a fact that the people in Mackay that we served and the people in Launceston, although they all experience the most incredible transformative experiences, that is based on me and my team trusting in so much in what we're delivering. So I'm going to go to that very shortly. But how do you feel? I could not possibly use the same lingo or the same dialogue that I used for those that lived in Brisbane, for Mackay or Launceston. And I could not use the same dialogue that I used in Mackay to attract those in Mackay that I used in Launceston. I couldn't. Why? Because different demographics have different needs. Different demographics have different needs, and it is your responsibility to know what their needs are and to speak into that. I knew already full well that those who were attending, anyone that attends the Awakens, completely just mind blown, heart blown, soul blown. It's a huge experience. But the thing is that I need for people to actually experience that, I had to get people into the room to experience that. But I had to be really mindful of what I was sharing on the advertising. So for example, in Mackay, there's a lot, the demographics around mines, coal mines, right? And it's very rural town, very rural, and they have different rural towns around it. So I had to really figure out and ask my guides and really just feel into how I could serve Mackay in a way to have them flow into the awakened space and feel really good about it. And the same for Launceston. When I did any of the creating of the advertising for Launceston, I had to tune in to what Launceston and the surrounding towns, what the people needed there. It wasn't just a matter of going, I'm going to take this advertising and I'm going to put it over there and cross my fingers and hope it fills. I had to figure out what Launceston was looking for, or the people in Launceston are looking for, because it's so important to have them understand and feel that they are going to be served in that space. I hope this is making sense. It's so important to know your demographic. And this has everything to do with any of the programs that you're writing. If there's anyone that has any programs out there, if you're trying to fill programs, there is a way to attract using language, but we have to be so understanding and mindful of the language that we're using. We have to know our demographic to a T, into their heart, and we have to speak into that. As I was sharing before, we are not listening with our ears anymore. We are listening with our hearts, especially in the spiritual realm, especially when we're serving on a spiritual level. And if we're mentoring and coaching, we have to learn how to speak into hearts, not speak into minds. So there's a total algorithm in itself with putting together advertising. When putting together any marketing, there's a complete way of doing it. So knowing your market, not just knowing your avatar, right? Because even avatars have different ways of listening and receiving. You might have a cluster of avatars, which if you are in this realm, you would understand what I'm talking about. If you have a demographic that you're I made a Mary Kay page on Facebook for a few years, makeup. Okay, so, and that's the thing, right? How many other people are doing Mary Kay, like are selling Mary Kay products? You have to understand the people that you wish to attract into your business and speak into their needs in a really deep, profound, experiential way. Okay, so that is like huge. So does anyone have any questions? I can see that. Yeah. Whoop. Does anyone have any questions while I'm here? Because I'm going to close this up soon. I just wanted to jump on and really share with you what this kind of, like, this is huge for any of you that I know there's a lot of people in this particular group that actually just love having readings and love, you know, being served. But there is a lot on here as well that I know for a fact that are hosting events, that are putting really great experiences together, but you need to actually attract people into your experience, right? So if there's any of you that is watching right now, or any of you that are watching the replay, please ask me any questions that you may have right now, or in the replay, if you have any in the replay, or message me, because that's probably going to get to me better. But the last piece that I wanted to share with you, and it's about vibration. Prospectus and proposal to a medical practice. Okay, what are you talking about? I'm struggling with a prospectus, a proposal to a medical practice. For what? What is it for? So last but not least, this is going to be a short and sweet tonight, because I am putting together a retreat and I really want to dive into that tonight. So last but not least, get wild, get crazy. Like actually get wild, like energetically get wild, because what's happening is that there's so much stagnant energy. There's so much stagnant energy, and there's such a saturation of it. And so it's important, if you have an event and your event is about ecstatic dance, you have to be the frequency of the ecstatic dance. You have to be the frequency of how people will experience themselves after they experience your event. You as the space holder, as the creator, you have to be of the frequency of how they're going to experience themselves after they experience your event. So if you have an event, and after your event you promise, the promise is for them to feel elated, you must be the embodiment of elation. Too often I'm seeing like, you know, even people jumping on and they're just not in the frequency of what they're actually sharing and what they're talking about, you know, like the result of it. If you're promising centeredness, you must operate from center, but also the higher level of centeredness, the elation, the what is that, vitality, right? Because people are not going to go to an event. People will not go to an event if the person that's holding the event is not the example of how they're going to feel after the event. Does that make sense? People will not go to an event if the person holding the event or the team holding the event are not the example or the embodiment of how they're going to feel after the experience of the event. So you can't sell an event on ecstatic dance and be like this. So we're going to be doing ecstatic dance. It's really great for the body. Your intuition is going to open up. It's really great. Ecstatic dance. Or you can't host an event that promises people are going to walk away ignited like a warrior or just full like power and be like. So we're going to talk about the embodiments of your warrior ancestry, or the embodiment of the ignited version of you. It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. This is another thing. Every single time that you show up in any space, energy doesn't lie. Even if you're not online, even if you're not on a camera and you're with friends, if you are not the embodiment of who you say you are, or the experience that others will have of themselves after they experience you and your event, if you are not the embodiment of that all the time, like that energy doesn't lie. The energy doesn't lie, right? That's such an important piece. So what have we got? I love that it makes sense. I'm getting so excited. I have a fully booked venue on Thursday. I'm going into dancing, cheering. Woohoo! Woo! 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 Pamela, yeah, get it, girl. Get it, girl. Amazing. Congratulations. That's it. It's so freaking cool. Amazing. Awesome. Shazza, has that been helpful? Has that been helpful? If this is helpful and you are like, I need to know more of this because I have a plethora. If you would love guidance on how to actually create an event but sell out, and when I say sell out in your event, I mean actually sell out in your event. Imagine being able to generate $3,000 plus an event. Imagine that. And imagine learning how to actually put an event together and get paid every time a ticket comes in, as opposed to getting paid afterwards. Imagine being able to get paid to put your event together. Imagine that. So if that's something that you'd love to learn and that excites you, to learn how to actually make money from your events, to sell out, to impact, to then use that money to then create another event, to make a bigger event, to serve more people, to create more impact, to be on mission. I am hosting a series of masterclasses in a few weeks, starting on the 11th of March. There's going to be 3 masterclasses. 3, and this is what it looks like. This is for those of you that actually want to do this, that want to generate an income, that want to build your audience and your influence and create a community around what you're doing, to actually be able to step into this kind of work full time. This is for those of you that are actually really serious. These are for those of you that want to take it to another town or another city, or go national, even international. Awaken has the vision of international this year. That's on the cards for us. So if that's something that you want to learn step by step and actually create with me, which means have an event, ceremony, a program, and create it with me at the same time so you can learn all these things. It starts on the 11th and goes for 3 weeks, 1 session a week. So it's not the whole 3 weeks. So how this looks is that we go over the creative foundations for your event, for your program, whatever that looks like, whatever that is for you. So you are creating in alignment with professionalism and creating in alignment with the experience that you're promising. Right? Already it's taking your event, it's taking the experience of your event to the level that opens the vortex for abundance right there and prosperity right there, energy filling the room. And then we're going to go into the following week how you're going to take that creative foundation and cause magnetic attraction. Now, what this means is that I'm not going to teach you how to tag 1 trillion people that have nothing to do with your event to try and get visible. I'm not going to ask you to ask your friends to share the event, because I don't even like that doesn't need to be done, right? There's a saturation. I'm going to show you how to actually attract people into your event that you don't know, right? Not just your friends and family to be at your event just to have people at the event, but how do you then take it to the level of serving people you don't know? That's why we're here, right? To serving community that we don't know and to expanding in our community. So if you want to learn that, as well as basically the third week, which is the 25th of March. So it's a 3-part series of masterclasses with me, 1 class a week. The third one is launching, which is like, and I mean explosive launching and actually getting paid and tickets and filling the room and actually being in action. So if that is appealing to you and you want to learn more about that, please shoot me a message. Just shoot me a message, because I haven't started the applications yet, and it is application process, but shoot me a message and we can chat, okay? So I'm so super excited for everybody, and super, yeah, I'm just super honored and privileged, and it's been such an exciting few months, and I'm so pumped to share this information with you, because this is important, that everybody that is here to serve our community, everybody that is here in this important ecosystem to serve people, to serve and really help bring humanity to balance and harmony with planet Earth, with our beautiful medicine, with our beautiful purpose. I'm here to serve you. So if you are keen, just shoot me a message. I'm so excited for that. And yeah, I'm going to say adios very now. And next week, I'm super excited. I'm going to be bringing Ashley Marie back on. Those who remember last week's session, that was a lot of fun. So I will see you all next week at the same time, 6:15, and on Tuesday it would be just after the Awaken retreat. Super pumped. And yeah, I will see you then. And also we will be drawing the prize for time with Ashley Marie next week when she's on with me. So thank you so much, everybody. I'm so grateful to you, and I will see you all next week. Mwah!